Hey gang, Scott here, working in black and white today, and a quick tip for you about accenting certain details. If you've got software that you can do an intersection of masks, so Lightroom, Camera Raw, on one, you can do this technique. I realized I was doing it on two different photos here. Wanted to turn the camera on and share the technique with you, so you can just bring those little. This is like that last 5% you're working on to bring a few things that you want to really make sure your viewer catches. So I'll show you this in Lightroom, and let me show you like this photo. Here's what I was finishing off and realized I was doing this. Let me zoom in to like these street signs, right? These street signs here, in particular, like public parking, Westin Hotel, and it's this mask right here. Watch this before and after. Before and after, it just pops right up. And I did this again on a second photo of I'll call it a lighthouse, but more a memorial to one. Let me flip over to that image and we'll walk through some of the fundamentals of the technique, actually building up the mask and doing the adjustment to make that pop kind of happen. And with this image here, I wanted to accentuate, the anchor and the text that's on this structure here. And you can see that again happening here, before and after, before, after. There's this little boost. And so let's go ahead and build that up. Well, first, why don't we take a little exploration of the mask. So we have a luminance range, color range, which is a little bit of an odd one here for black and white. I'll explain that in a minute. And then brush. So it really starts with the luminance range mask. Let's go ahead and just recreate this. So first we'll do a luminance range and we'll pick something that's brighter, right? Something like that. And what we're doing now is we're working our luminance range mask to get the anchor, in this case, and the text, so the word naval and then Far La Marina, to be as, in this case, red as possible. I want that mask to be targeting those areas and then tapering off from the shadows. And so you can see I'm tightening up the shadows, and I have to be a little cautious, because looking at the word naval, if I go too far, I start to lose the N on the left side. So I need to do something like this. Now, where the intersection, that color range came in, it so happens the camera profile I'm using is not a standard black and white one, where Adobe's black and white profiles will truly say there is no color. I have no color whatsoever. I'm using one that the color is still underneath there. It's a LUT treatment. I think I've done different videos about how LUTs still let you work in the color space, but let's assume we don't have color available to us. The next thing we got to do something to get rid of this additional shadowing area. I have a few choices here, but the key thing is intersecting, right? So how about we do an intersection, right? We'll intersect with with our brush. Okay, we'll turn on auto mask. Got a full flow there. Feather can be kind of small because we're going to be pretty targeted with this. Let's zoom in really far here. Now, as I brush across here, I'm intersecting, right? So what's happening is the luminance range, I'm honoring that, right? The luminance range is being honored. Recall the luminance range, I'll hover over that, all this stuff out here. So if I brush out in the sky, nothing happens because the intersection, I don't have overlap between those two things. If you forgot how Intersect works, go ahead and check out the video I've got on Intersect. But you can see that brush stroke that's way out there in the sky does not end up in my final mask. And so that intersection is why I can take my brush and just start working all over the different details, right? Things like that. We'll paint that in there. And you start to get the idea. The same thing with the characters. I can get kind of big here and do single clicks because I'm leveraging the auto mask, the edge detection. So if you've got the brush that has edge detection, like the perfect brush, and say on one, you can get in here, and so on down the line, you end up with, going back to the original, before and after. And this is really too big now. Let's zoom back out to something that's not getting pixelated at 100%, but before and after, just getting that extra pop on important details. Same thing I did with the text down at the bottom, right? Before and after. So those little tiny touches, that last 5% when you're finishing up some of your black and white photos, try out this intersection to pop things up. I'm using it to increase exposure, to draw attention to certain things. You could use this for increasing detail on certain objects, regions, sections of your photo. Maybe it's to darken things. Maybe you want to take shadows and bring them down a little farther in certain areas. Intersect is going to be a really good friend to you there, and very easy to target those things that you want to just make sure get downplayed, or in my case, get accented. Hope you found the video useful. Questions, go ahead and drop them below. And until next time, my name's Scott Davenport. Have fun.